Lewis is an extremely smart kid. He's always been the top of his class. He's always got the highest average, and he's always been making new things that no one ever thought he'd come up with. But he continues to work hard at this. But people see how smart Lewis is, but his classmates make fun of him. They tell him he's a tryhard. They tell him that he's only book smart, that he's never going to be successful in the real world. And he begins to be insecure about this thing that he's amazing at, and people love to see him do, and everyone who's close to him always tells him he's a good inventor, but he begins to be insecure about how smart he actually is. Sometimes Lewis begins to think he shouldn't be inventing at all and thinks it's useless, but the people who are close to Lewis reassure him that this is your gift, this is why you've been put here, and even though he's insecure about what he does, he's inspired to keep pushing forward. Fast forward 10 years in the future, and Lewis is a successful entrepreneur. He's built an amazing company. His company is worth $10 million at the moment, and it's only going up. He's hired a lot of amazing employees, and Lewis is generally happy with what he's done. He's used his gift to build an amazing, successful life for himself, but in turn, he's helping others to unlock their gifts as others helped do for him. I've been extremely insecure about a lot of things for the majority of my life. I'm insecure about how my teeth look when I smile. I'm insecure about how small my calves are. I'm insecure about the way my voice sounds. I'm insecure about what other people will think about the videos I make. And I'm insecure about what people will think about my true authentic self. The point I'm trying to make is we all have insecurities. And that's kind of the beauty of it. As you can tell, I have loads of insecurities. And these are things I'm always worried other people are thinking about me, and they're always things I'm constantly running through my mind. But the biggest liberating factor is everyone else has their own insecurities, and they're not focused on yours. They're only focused on their own. Yeah, someone might make a comment here and there about one of your insecurities, and you'll get really self-conscious, but the thing is, everyone's always worried about themselves. We are self-centered creatures, and we waste so much time just thinking about how much other people are thinking about us, when in reality, half the people don't even know our names. We think they know us, and we think they're always thinking about us, but they're just thinking about themselves. If you're new to my channel, you might be wondering why I start the videos about talking about this strange guy named Lewis. But it's in reality because when I was in middle school, people always used to tell me that I look like Lewis from Meet the Robinsons, this guy right here. And it's a pretty close resemblance if you can't see. And I used to get extremely insecure about this. I used to spend hours worrying about how my hair looked in the morning. And I literally keep a comb with me in my pocket, and I'll always be combing it and spiking it as much as I could. And I used to hate when people would tell me that I looked like him. After a few years of self-improvement and spending some time in the gym, I was able to escape the Lewis comparisons after I kind of changed my hairstyle. The way I've come to accept this insecurity is simply just to accept it with gratitude. I'm grateful that I look like Lewis from Meet the Robinsons because it gives me a fun hook to use for my YouTube videos. And I actually dressed up like him for Halloween one year, and it was probably the best costume I've ever had and ever will have. We all always get so caught up about how we want things to be and things we'd like to change about ourselves, but when we can actually take a step back and be grateful for the insecurities we have, it allows us to get a perspective of what would happen if we didn't have these insecurities. For example, I used to be extremely insecure about not having many friends and not having much confidence. But in turn, when I went through that phase of my life, it kept me away from all the bad influences and the people that I was not meant to be hanging out with. And if I would have presented an inauthentic version of myself based on insecurity so I could be like them just to fit in, then I would have never developed into the person I am today. I'm also extremely grateful that I believed that I was so skinny, and I wanted to change that for so long, because once I got into the gym and started lifting weights, that allowed me to meet my best friend, and that's what we bonded over. We became best friends in the gym. We became best friends from being out running every single day and training together. And that forms a friendship like nothing else ever could. And how can you not be grateful for that? If I never had the ambition to change something about myself, then I wouldn't have been able to develop this beautiful friendship that I'm extremely grateful for. There's a lot of insecurities that we can't change, and it's hard to deal with them, but once we get to the point where we can accept them and accept the fact that everyone else is thinking about their own insecurities, it takes a lot of weight off your chest. The final point I'm going to make is I believe everything happens for a reason, and it's up to you to find it. We all have things that we're insecure about, and we all have things that have happened to us in the past and struggles we've faced. Probably my biggest insecurity growing up was the lack of friends that I had and not being secure with myself in social interactions. And now what that has inspired me to do as I've worked on myself and learned a lot of different things is to help other people overcome that insecurity. I make these videos as if I was just talking to younger Colby. I just picture that kid every single time I press record, just a little Lewis there, and I'm like, what can I tell this man to help him improve his life? And the thing is, there's millions of people who are just like him, who are struggling to find their tribe and struggling to find success in social interactions. And there's so many things that I would teach to him, so now I am just simply teaching that to everyone else. This is where entrepreneurship truly comes from. Entrepreneurship is meant to help people. It's not just meant to make money, as every red pill YouTuber is going to tell you, escape the matrix with these 7 tips to make passive. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Entrepreneurship and true, authentic entrepreneurs, the people who are massively successful, that comes from an idea they have to help improve other people's lives. They're taking a struggle that they've faced and something that has caused them a lot of pain, and they're teaching or helping other people overcome that pain. And that is how the world is changed. The world isn't going to be changed through politics, and most of the time it's not really changed through school, but it is changed through entrepreneurship. You can't tell me that inventions don't change the world. Think about how much technology has advanced in the last 50 years, even the last 10 years. It's crazy how fast things are moving. And that comes from entrepreneurs and inventors and companies who are pushing the boundaries of what we know possible. The world is never going to be changed by someone who's comfortable with their life and someone who hasn't faced an issue. They have a problem that they faced, and they see that other people are facing that same problem, and they've decided that it's their moral obligation to go and change it. And that is a beautiful experience. The world is built off people who have a struggle and that they've faced and their own insecurities and their own problems, but they're going out to share that with the rest of the world, and in turn making it a better place. So next time you're all caught up about your insecurities, just take a second to think that I may be able to change the world if I'm able to fix this problem. Once I discover it, how to fix it for myself, then I can share it with other people and make a shit ton of money doing it.